Holy Island.
And it looks like we are spawned in. We've got B playing English to the north side, Beastie with the Roos down to the south, and it looks like B has already dropped down a dock on the northwestern shore with no dock yet for Beastie, but he is walking that way.
Yeah, Beastie's moving out for his own dock over here. Look at the sheep, actually.
Yeah, there's
B
a
could
ton
yoink all
like
of those.
clustered. Yeah.
Beastie was so focused on the hunt that
There
he's
he
going to
goes. Look at
forfeit
this.
all the sheep. Oh, that's ugly.
Woo.
That's very ugly, and he could yoink his own as well with the second scout he goes for.
By the way, B's focused on using the shoreline fish because he took a lot of villagers. How many villagers does he have down there on their shore? I think that was like all of his starting vills.
It's possible. Could make sense, because how do you pressure English villagers on
look
the
at that.
shoreline? Yeah, there it is. 5 villagers. This is a great game plan by B. Because initially, they cannot really be harassed because they're English villagers, so they will just fight back. But as the game progresses, you will just drop a tower and you will be able to fit all 5 of those inside. So it's a pretty good duo and a pretty good 1-2 punch that the B is delivering with that play. Gotta love it. Shorefish, great source of food here, will give him a nice early advantage.
Yeah, and B just has so many sheep right now. I mean, just look at the screen right now. This is crazy.
Every single one of those sheep, by the way, are 5 bounty denied away from Beastyqt. That's something to consider too. And of course, if he doesn't want to go heavy on the farming, which is pretty common on this map for any civilization, then having all that sheep under the town center is a great source of backup food.
Yep, and there's still more sheep up for grabs out there as we also have some fishing underway. But yeah, this is a very efficient way. He's getting the shoreline fish and he's getting the deep water fish. He's getting a lot of food. And just
oh yeah, good.
I was gonna say just continuing to scout out, grab more and more sheep. What's that bounty up to right now for Beastie? Because it seems like B's just kind of been focused on his food and his grabbing of the sheep.
I would estimate like 150 at best. Actually, 195. That's
205.
pretty remarkable. Given the fact that he lost out on so many sheep, and some of the bounty was also denied, that's a pretty remarkable amount of bounty. He's gonna have no trouble with 2. And what was that? I saw 2 red units close to those blue scouts. What was that? Villagers, maybe?
Oh, he's good.
Oh, he's yoinking the sheep from the back of the scouts.
What? Why? That's hilarious.
It's actually gonna make a mill much more effective over there because you don't only have the hunt, you also have 2 sheep carcasses out there.
But the villagers walking around nonetheless. Definitely not standard play, so I don't know. It's really, really early, but I feel like this map and this play style is like advantage B. He likes chaos and he doesn't like predictability, and he's already doing very interesting opening.
Indeed, he doesn't have a very close deep fish to his dock, so that's a bit of a saving grace here for Beastyqt because B, you get the feel that he's full of confidence right now. So the fact that those deep fish are a little further away, making life a little bit more difficult for B is definitely something that Beasty's gonna be happy about.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And one thing to remember is always when you're playing against Roos, even if B does take out his dock, they still, via advanced teleportation methods, are able to get their food back home. So they don't actually need their dock as a drop-off point. That's one unique thing about the Roos. Got lots of sheep, lots of fish. We got a whole lot going on as we see our players starting to age up. Beastyqt aging up right now.
Council Hall placed all the way back at home, so no cheeky forward Council Halls or, not even Abbey, but, yeah, Abbey of Kings, actually, to go for a horseman play. Wouldn't be unprecedented from the English, but it looks like it's just gonna be good old textbook English for now. And look at what Beastie's doing. He's moving up with the Lodya fishing boat, so he can start converting that. The moment he reaches Fuel Legion, it's gonna be right next to the enemy fishing eco, so he could possibly beat B to being the first one with a combat ship on the water.
What I also almost wonder, is that also a method to start to spread your boats out? Because how is he going to go toe-to-toe up against these galleys? These galleys are going to be way stronger than the Lodya attack ships. I'd be curious if BC actually even tries to stick this fight on the water, or if he just sticks out just his initial fishing that he has.
Yeah, that's a good point. In fact, if you are in trouble on water with the Roos, you can also try
he's gonna load you.
You can just try hiding some of the fishing ships in the corner, and that could also be a thing with the Roos because they will never get detected.
Yep, he's going to try to get a few fishing boats here, at least to start off. And I see B with 2 docks. I bet you he's going to be going like ×2 galley, and this is going to be extremely hard for Roos to deal with. Their attack ships just don't stand up to the galleys.
It's also the garrison space, right? Because you can only fit 3 fishing boats into each of those docks. So having 2 of them will allow you to save a little bit more of your fishing eco, which is crucial because you are not the first one having the first combat ship out there. So you want to be saving your fishing ships until you get the first galley out, which, by the way, is not coming. Not a single galley queued up right now for B.
Like he's got a little harbor there behind his dock.
Ooh, he's missing a little bit of a gold over here. That's a problem, because that's quite a lot of idle time over here. Idle time that Beastyqt does not have, and it's already showing in the food department. You see 421 food per minute for Beastyqt,
Yep.
only 167 for B. That single Lloydia attack ship is already paying for its price big time.
And Beastyqt is mining stone, so I think he's going to be going for a second town center.
It's a possibility. It also means that he doesn't want to use up his tickets on the Golden Gate, which will possibly accelerate his castle age. Makes a lot of sense, because you will be floating a ton of food here with the great fishing eco you have. So you don't want to be wasting your tickets on buying stone, when you can just use all your tickets to sell the food that you will have a plenty of and turn that into gold.
Well, and also having some early pressure on the water, perhaps he can draw B into some, maybe an overinvestment on the water, although I think he's going to play this very carefully. But yeah, perhaps draw your opponent. I can't, was it one of the series you watched earlier where the player had all the water control, but then still just got wiped out on land? It was that HRE mirror.
Yeah, it was an HRE mirror.
Yeah, because if Beastyqt just like pops up castle age, and then suddenly like B has water, but all of his stuff is on the water, he can just push mid with his army.
Yeah, looks like first galley is out now, hunting for some fishing ships here. And it looks like there's going to be a big commitment here from B. You see, he's adding another galley, going additional sails as well. He wants to win the water, but he has to respect Beastyqt, who is already popping out some knights over here, so he's going to have the mobility advantage and a chance to harass the land-based eco of B.
Yep, and we've got just more stables being dropped down. I kind of got this feeling that Beast is just going to start raiding with these knights like crazy.
And he kind of has to, because he's losing the water. But in the meantime, longbows are pushing up here for B, harassing those lumberjacks a tiny bit. First knight sent out to deal with them. Tower should be denied, but you already have spearmen coming up as well. And suddenly, Beasty is the one that has to respond to this. Because spearmen and longbow will deal with all those knights, especially because Beasty's food eco could be crippled very soon with those galleys now patrolling the shoreline.
Yeah. I just gotta, once again, as we got this raid going on, just mention I love the variety here on this map.
Not noticing it. It's getting concerning.
Oh no, that's a lot of villagers dead.
That's a great way to throw a game. B still not noticing this. This could be a game-losing move here. He was in such a good spot before, but he's just too distracted, losing villagers left and right. Still yet to notice. That's all the gold miners going down the drain, and possibly Beasty on the board with a game, because that's gonna be a punch that B might not be able to recover from.
Imagine B just Beasty just cackling, seeing this going on. This is the break he needs. Oh my gosh.
This is a freebie. This is really... This would be a free game victory for Beasty if he wins with this.
Where is his attention focused right now? Like, how did he miss that?
Probably the push with the longbows and the spears. Also fighting on the water. Probably searching for fishing ships even. Didn't notice that attack. Now he's down by 10 eco. He just realized, but it's too late. Every single gold miner was slain.
Holy cow. That is definitely the... maybe the toughest thing to watch all day there, as this was it could be a match point for B, and losing a bunch of villagers there nice and easy gives Beasty some great breathing room as the spearmen engage there with those that knight and horseman.
B still has a recovery arc. That is the fact that it's not like Beasty has a devastating army. Defensive towers, some spearmen should be able to hold him off. And B is right now the only one with water control. So you could possibly offset some of that eco deficit with fishing ships. But B, from a position where he was quite a bit leading, I feel, now got into the position where it's probably Beasty favored, especially because Beasty is a second TC. And as you pointed out, we have witnessed the game on this map before, where the player winning the water actually lost the game because he fell to a land-based push. And that's exactly what Beasty's trying to replicate here, going into Castle Age.
Yep, but we see him aging up right now, and we do have Spearman engaging with his knights, but once the Spearman go down, those longbows will have to retreat. But some nice micro from B here, but those longbows being caught up. He's continuing to mine stone, trying to get a town center, I would assume.
Yeah, he wants a TC, but Beasty knows that. And oh no, the gold miners again. That's just the death trap over here. Beast still at 37 villagers, losing villagers on both sides. And once Beasty gets to Castle Age, suddenly it's just gonna get even worse for him, because suddenly Beasty's gotta start picking up the relics over here. I don't know, I feel like losing all those villagers over here might have been enough nails in the coffin of B for Beasty to
Oh, look at that, he's gonna go man-arms. That's gonna be a man-arm spam coming up here, and B is not gonna be prepared for it. You know what this is? It's because we're like, oh, this is gonna be a quick day. This is about to be a 3 and out. Nope. Just when you think B has had this one put away, down go all those villagers, and Beasty is ready to strike. Look at this. He's got his man-arms set up. They're going to be flooding across the map. And how is B going to stop those? We're going to have to find out here.
It's never over until it's over. This is Beasty's motto when you go into each individual game. He fights until the last moment, until there is no chance of recovery. But it also applies to each of these sets. He's not going to tap out easily of this one, and it feels like there is blood in the water. Because,
gosh!
Oh, there is indeed blood in the water. Villagers once again getting slain. It's getting worse and worse.
The only thing that's interesting is look at the population. B still has more units for now.
It's the fishing eco, right? That's why B is not tapping out. He feels like the fishing eco is compensating, but it's gonna be the relics that swing this in the favor of Beasty. That's the problem. Like, for now, B is holding and it's even ecos, but those relics, it's relatively easy for Beasty to grab those, and he's going to get such a massive uptick of resource income from it. It's going to swing things in Beasty's favor by a massive margin.
He has got to park some spearmen on that gold, because I feel like the gold is going to be the issue here. He's going to have plenty of food. But here come these man-arms. We got 6 of them already, and he cannot engage those with the military that he has. He needs to get aged up, but he's nowhere close to aging.
And Man-at-Arms already rampaging his eco, a unit that he has absolutely no response to in Feudal Age. Not something that you commonly see Rus Man-at-Arms out there, but they do look pretty cool, and they are also very efficient against a full Feudal Age opponent.
Mm-hmm. And, yeah, he's kind of pushed off that wood at the front of his base. Looks like he's going to be switching to food and perhaps trying to power out an age up, which he's going to desperately need if he's going to hold on against this.
Yeah, he has gotten enough stone for a second town center himself as well, but he's now facing a different problem. There's a chance for Beast to just destroy those docks. I'm not sure if that's going to be the part of the plan, but yeah, battering ram could be a thing, or even a trebuchet. That would be the safest, although it would also be the biggest investment for Beasty.
Yeah, so we'll have to see if he goes for it. He could shut down all of that food if he... Yeah, a trebuchet, yeah, would be very risky, but it could really do some damage. But Man-Arms running on in right now, so B really backed into the corner after having yeeted away lots of his villagers on that gold line, and he's going to have an uphill battle here if he's going to try to win this.
Yeah, pressure coming from both directions. Lumberjacks are being pressured by the Man-at-Arms. From the north, there is also a push coming towards the gold miners. B is trying to stop this one with his own Vanguard Man-at-Arms, but that's just too little too late. And off the back of this one, Beasty is increasing his eco lead even more, picking up the relics. This game is just too far gone here for B, because his entire eco is idle, whereas Beasty is just growing his already existing massive lead.
You can also only fit 15 villagers in that town center, so those other 5, ain't no room at the end for them.
I mean, at the pace that B is losing villagers, we're gonna get to a point where everybody that he still has can fit into that town center.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. I felt like B had such a strong opening with that control he took on water. If he had not had that gold raid happen, I wonder what this would look like. But hey, that's just how it is. We had, of course, Beasty threw some villagers away in that first game, running to the other side of the tree wall. So it just happens.
Yeah, also worth noting that B committed massively to the water, 6 galleys, and we have seen in one of the previous sets that overcommitting to water could be devastating to yourself as well. So it might not just be the fact that he lost a bunch of villagers, because he was partially compensated by the fishing eco. It's just the fact that he had no response to land-based push here. And now it's gonna be insanely difficult to do anything, because Beast is gonna be up to 5 relics. Beast trying to squeeze out a Castle Age over here, but he's getting all his villagers slain. And there's just nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. 68 population against 100. B is not gonna get a 3-0 here, because Beast is gonna be on board with 1.
Yep. So he just needs that gold age up, but he can't get it. That gold's being camped. Maybe he could go up to the north corner or something, but there's even gold down on the water line. Like perhaps he could go for that. And he taps out, and Beasty gets some points on the board. You're not going to get a 3 overs, Beasty. Dream on. And it looks like this series is going to keep on going, ladies and gentlemen.
What a set that we have over here for ourselves. And this is going to be a big confidence booster as well for Beasty, because it started out well for B, but then it was a dominant game by Beastyqt. Astronomical mistake there for B not to notice his villagers being slain. Obviously, the game's notification system is a little wacky, but let's be honest, that raid over there, losing 10 villagers that early, probably decided the game. You see the villager graph telling the story.
Yep. So there you have it. And, you know, these finals days, these players, they're playing lots of games, lots of deep series. They've been playing all weekend. It does fatigue start to set in? How does a pro player, a qualified player for Red Bull Wololo, lets a raid like that happen? I know that happens to all you gold leaguers out there.